This is the Elias Macco Show on CJAD 800.
Now time for one of my favorite subjects, the bathroom. Let's take a look at what's happening in Canada's bathrooms, because advocates are pushing for us to make a move towards flushing away our traditional toilets, and in their place, a push for bidets. It's in a bid to end our toilet paper dependency and change the way we go to the loo. And you know what? There's a good economic motive as well. The cost of toilet paper has gone up 15.6% in the last year. Oh, and get a load of this. There's also shrinkflation, right? So the average roll has been shortened by 6 to 8%. You're paying more for less. So what happens when a society switches over and ditches the traditional toilet and toilet paper? Let's take a look at the bidet. Rita DeMontis joins us, a columnist who has recently penned a piece in the National Post on the subject. Rita, welcome to the show.
Well, thank you for inviting me. This is an exciting subject, of course. Touches at the heart of everyone in many ways.
It's so true. And Rita, you're after my heart. You know, it was just over a year ago. I bought one of those fancy bidet toilets. And it has it all. It has heated seat. It has the multiple nozzle functions, you know, for the back, and if you're a lady, for the front as well. And it has massage function, the heated water. It's got LED lighting. It has changed my life. So this is why I care. Why do you care so much?
Well, there's a variety of reasons. Does your toilet come with a disco ball? That's what I want to know. Or does it do your taxes?
Yeah, almost. Close but no cigar.
But think about it. Bidets have been around since the 1600s. Various countries are laying claim to it. You know, Marie Antoinette, she went to her death, but they installed a bidet in her prison cell because that was her due, and then treated with reverence around the world, except people are still a little wary about them in North America. They really don't know what they do. A lot of tourists travel to Europe, they look at a bidet, and they either, you know, wash their undies in it or they put their feet in it, when it actually is an amazing, amazing tool to keep you clean and sanitized. And you know, when you consider that the toilet paper demand is up 241%, and yet our resources are alarmingly being impacted by not only the economy, but what's going on. I mean, the recent fires is really, really laying claim to the wood, which turns into pulp, which turns into toilet paper. So it's a fascinating subject, but a very sensitive one as well, because people do not touch my TP. And, you know, the pandemic was, remember the run on toilet paper? It was hysterical in stories. People were hoarding. People were selling toilet paper out of the trunks of their cars like they were selling drugs, for goodness sakes. It was like a very, very sensitive subject.
And it's the weirdest fixation, Rita, right? Because when you think about it, using the toilet paper, okay, I'm going to rub this terrible thing I'm trying to remove from my body in order to clean myself, right? And you know, so I just see, like, you know, logically, or I know logic sometimes gets in the way of decisions here. Especially having one, I see it here. So can I ask you what's in your bathroom?
Well, I have surprisingly, I have a portable bidet because now they're becoming so more accessible. I got mine from Tushy, and they're affordable and they're great. And you attach it to your standard toilet. It takes about 8 minutes, and it's wonderful. And it uses clean water. And if it's close to a sink, I'm not close to a sink, so my water is a little cool. But if you're close to a sink, you have warm water as well, and it's wonderful. And it really helps in areas that you'd be, especially for women. I'll be honest with you, I find I feel a lot more comfortable, shall we say.
Rita, listen, I believe it, but here's the thing: there's that hesitancy, right? So my girlfriend, now my fiance, but at the time she's my girlfriend. She moves in with me, okay, And I've got the space toilet. I've got 2001 a Toilet Odyssey in my bathroom, right, with this contraption. And she goes into the bathroom and she just uses it as a regular toilet, right? And she's like, no, I'm not touching that. That's too weird. She doesn't want to press because it has a remote control. It freaks her out. She's like, I'm not pressing that thing. Blah blah blah. So she doesn't use it. And then lo and behold, we're just having discussion right now. We're just talking. And she goes, I have to tell you something. And I'm like, what? She goes, I'm using the bidet. and, and now she loves it. And I'm telling you, my toilet paper usage, it's almost non-existent in the home because of it.
That's amazing. And you think of paper for toilet paper has literally deforested 28 million acres of Canadian forest since 1996. Like everything we're doing, I think we have to become accountable to being kind to our earth and kind to each other. Because, good heavens, if we run out of toilet paper, the late great Johnny Carson, as a joke, many years ago, mentioned that I think there's going to be a not as much toilet paper around, and there was a run on toilet paper then that was beyond hysterical. So I think people need to think outside the box. And years ago, when they had outhouses and they had the Sears Roebuck catalog, that was used as toilet paper, and everybody was happy with it. But I think now people are being a little bit more cognizant of what is really critical to their lives. So we can be kind, and we can be good to ourselves as well. Thinking outside the toilet box.
Thinking outside of the toilet box. We're with Rita DeMontis, a columnist, recently penned a piece for the National Post on the rise of the bidet in this country. So, Rita, what can you tell us? Is the bidet winning the war? Are bidets really taking off in this country?
Technically, yeah. They're actually... they are really coming into their own. There's a lot of homes that are being built today, and many people are requesting bidets. Now, they don't have to be the whole bells and whistles that you have. You can have the ones that you can attach yourself, and people are actually requesting them. So that's really, really good. And they're opening themselves up to something new. I don't know if you know this, in Toronto, they had this amazing art exhibit. And it was called Unclenching Your Butt. And they had 20 brave souls who allowed their nether regions to be photographed by a very, very famous fashion photographer.
It's a family show, Rita. What are we doing?
I know. It was quite an eye-opener, to be honest with you. I walked in there and it was like, okay, where do I avert the eyes, because the people who had posed were there too. But it was wonderful because it was called the A-Hole Activist, and it was all about unclenching for climate change, they called it. But it was the idea that, bringing awareness to really what matters. And surprisingly, people are not comfortable to discuss their bodily functions. It's one of the, they go into stores and they buy laxatives, or they buy this, or, they discuss fiber in hushed tones, God forbid. But the idea is you feel a lot better when A, your movements are good, and B, that you feel, shiny and sparkly down there. So yeah, I would say that bidet's time has come.
Rita, I will never forget the moment I arrived in Tokyo, Japan, got to my hotel. I get in my hotel, and obviously when you get to a hotel room, what do? You check out the bed, and then you go to the bathroom. Yeah, and then you check out the bathroom. And so I get into the bathroom, and I see, it's the spaceship toilet there that I've never seen before in my life. And I sat down, and then I remember thinking, this is the trip. This could be the trip. I could just stay in this bathroom the rest of the trip.
I think you had it's a state-of-the-art device. It's called the washlet.
Yeah.
And it has the multifunction control panel. It does everything but your taxes. Seriously.
Exactly.
So, and it's funny. I was just on a recent trip in Dubai. I was on a food trip in Dubai, and I noticed in bathrooms, in every bathroom I went into, public, hotel, restaurants, wherever, this discreet hose attached to the side of the toilet. And I was curious. I thought, well, it looks like something that you would water your garden with. And so one day I thought, I'm going to try it. Well, I sprayed the walls, I sprayed the floor, I sprayed my top, but I got the hang of it. And I have to tell you, it was very, very, I felt 100. Like, wow, this is awesome. And I'm thinking, this could look good in my bathroom too.
Let me tell you, Rita, the text line at CJ800 going bonkers over
You're
this
kidding.
with the bidet advocates. Let me tell you, Rita, thanks so much. We got to leave it there.
My pleasure, and thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. That's a Rita DeMontis, columnist. She just recently penned a piece in the National Post called "The Movement to Ditch Toilet Paper and Bring Bidets to Canada's Bathrooms."